Thank you for joining me again. Here I'm going to read some short passages from chapter 2. Fears. False evidence appearing real. Fear, especially now, serves only to disconnect us from ourselves, each other, and our innate ability to connect to higher levels of consciousness and source energy. For us to really connect on every level, we must have an experience of surrender. It is so easy to be absorbed by our own desperation that often we see no way out, riddled with fear and anxiety, with the constant mental chatter, which does not serve us. When the mental chatter is loud, it is almost impossible to access solutions. Those solutions can be found by tapping into the heart intelligence or source energy. They are one and the same. I was frequently in fear of taking action that I was unfamiliar with, especially when faced with the unknown or uncertainty, because I had so many what ifs and lacked the ability to believe that I could deal with anything. Frequently, I got to where my life depended on letting go of the fear. I mentioned earlier that I happened to be writing this book during an experience we all share, a pandemic. I'm not here to discount the nature of the pandemic. I prefer to witness the experience from a much broader perspective, as I have been gifted with this ability. Sometimes this perspective can be a burden. I see this experience as a huge global awakening of humanity and consciousness, and it is time we all stepped into the vibration of love. These times we are in now are truly transformational, and we could create a new world in which we are all sovereign beings. We're going through an evolutionary leap, and during any transformation it can get a little ugly when the old way is breaking down and the alternative path is filtering in. As we evolve from the inside, we're going to see the breakdown of the old in the outside world. Fear and anxiety are at their peak. As I write this, I can see those feelings have escalated in many of all ages. I work continuously on changing fears into something else, because I would not be human if I didn't experience them, however spiritual and full of love I am. It's easy for the ego to be in a state of denial and convince you that you are not in fear about stuff, because you have to appear to be all clued up on this spiritual path. I'm going to tell you here and now, sorry, but that is BS from my experience. When one is enduring internal chaos, anxiety and fear, it is very difficult to see that there is a solution. But there is absolutely an answer, and it starts with surrender, connection, and collaboration. My mother once profoundly said to me in one of my great times of struggle, "There is always a solution," and that has always stuck with me. For such a long time, the outside world has inundated us with information and disinformation to the point of mental overload. We have not been given or necessarily have access to the techniques to navigate a world that has reached its maximum capacity to sustain itself energetically. It is now time to fully integrate a fresh way of creative thinking that comes from felt perceptions. This will enable us to fully be. It's time we allowed ourselves to feel again. Thank you.